Imagine being a woman in the United States, more specifically, a relatively well off woman, middle class or above, and taken care of. Now, all of the measurements that we're taught to look for as far as success, speaking specifically material well-being, taking care of material. Imagine being one of these women, completely taken care of, and not even having to sustain it yourself. Someone else making it work on paper, and you're taken care of. That would be success. You'd think, okay, they have all the measurements of success. Then you would have to ask yourself, why are so many of them insanely unhappy? Well, it has to do with character. They have terrible character. They're taught and have come to accept terrible character. Specifically, it just has to do with gimmicks versus principles. We can analyze it by looking at daytime TV talk show stuff, because so many of them live their lives based on not just daytime TV, but the same mentality that promotes, that is reflected in the books they read, everything that they take in as far as media and even conversations that they have. So it's more than just daytime TV, but you can look at daytime TV. What does daytime TV provide to these pampered, protected pseudo princesses? It provides a bunch of gimmicks on how to be happy, how to get that perfect hairstyle, which of course is just aimed at how to make people respect you or like how you look, how to get your man satisfied, how to not care if your man is satisfied, all these gimmicks of how to be happy in life. Now remember, these are women well taken care of, even though plenty welfare moms and military moms, low class people, low class, they watch the same stuff, but they have a different perspective than the relatively well-off women that watch it. They aren't financially completely safe, so they're always thinking like, oh, money matters, money matters. But once you have a guy taking enough care of you to where like, no, money doesn't matter. I don't have to hope that my military man stays healthy, so there's no worry. The welfare mom, one check away from being homeless, and we don't care about homeless people, women or men. So it's not enough to say the poor people that are the audience of these terrible daytime TV talk shows and the gimmicks, not enough. But look at the rich, well-off women. When they're told that now you're happy because you have these gimmicks, they have all the financial stability to just step back and go, okay, I can do whatever I want. Now, what do I want to do? And then they just, from there on, they die, really, is what happens. They just downhill and they die. A whole lot of gimmicks to distract them from their impending death, but they really are pretty much dead and living on fumes. They never learn how to be contributing members to society, for example, not even contributing members to a conversation. Their whole life is built on gimmicks. Their whole life is sustained by them avoiding how they got to the protected and pampered place where they are, and how it has retarded their ability to be human. So simply, this is about the difference between gimmicks and principles. You tell the women, oh, here's these gimmicks. You say this, like if a guy comes in doing this, you say this. And there's so many gimmicks that they're fed. But the interesting thing about these gimmicks, they only work if life is a science. And if, for example, communication is a science, it's all an art. You have to adapt, go with the flow, understand more than just cause and effect, or seeming cause and seeming effect. So all the gimmicks that they're taught, and they can again sit back and just take in all the gimmicks because they're taken care of. And it just tells them none of this is real, but you have to play along or this guy's not going to take care of you. Or however they're taking care of you, even if they're self-made. Sasha Grey is her own made person. She's a porn star. Yeah, and now she has to meticulously falsify herself or no one will like her. So, of course, women are set up for failure in so many ways in this culture. Simply wanted to point out one more way where they're set up for failure, and that is them absolutely having huge faith in gimmicks and having no principles. It leads them to having absolutely terrible character, and no one is more negatively affected by this than them. They coast down to a absolutely miserable death and just seek distractions for the rest of their life. Last I'll say is, if throughout this you've been stuck in your mind thinking, well, not every woman, I know this, I'm not talking about who I'm not talking about, I'm talking about who I'm talking about. And that's a perfect example of the kind of misery I'm talking about. When somebody makes a point, it makes sense to you, and you think of examples, yes. But not all women, haha, I've contributed. That's not a contribution. Not all women, now we're equals and we're contributing. No. You cannot say, I don't, oh, this person didn't do that. Of course, I did it. My mom did it. My sisters all do it. My aunts all do it. We're all miserable. We're all coasting to an early death. We all can't contribute to a conversation. We all can't contribute to anyone else. We're all forever self-centered and just fearful that, oh, people are going to rape us. Everyone's going to rape us. I heard this stat that says every woman gets raped. Every man's out to be mean to us. Scared birds. So again, don't think of the people that it doesn't relate to. Think of the people it relates to. And recognize that daytime TV talk shows are just wrapping you like a mummy as you die, so you can just be set to death, miserable, and alone in a crowd of cheerers or who are telling you how beautiful you look, even as you feel uglier than ever. The lies and the gimmicks eventually don't help.